You almost innately know there's no point fighting right now. At that time, big wave surfing was very much driven by machismo, core, for being honest, stupidity. You know, it was just macho.
So sick.
And there was no way in those early days you would ever be caught dead with flotation on at that point.
Oh, you'd be laughed out of the lineup. You're like, if you need that, then why are you out here?
Exactly. Funny. But I got to give Paul Miller credit. I think he wore flotation from day one. And we used to tease him a little bit, but he was committed to it. He's like, I got a wife and kids, man. I'm going home this afternoon. I'm not drowning. So
I mean, it has to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And most things get laughed out of the room before all of a sudden it gets refined enough. And you're just like, wait a second. We don't have to swim up. Yeah. You can just kind of relax and you can wipe out more now.
Well, you know, it's funny. So Laird started wearing flotation before I did. And I just thought, you freaking puss, what the hell? I used to think you were the toughest son of a bitch in the world, and I'd tease him. And then I had an experience that changed everything. And from that day on, you were right. I was wrong.
What was that experience?
It was Y2K, and Laird was not in town. And so when Laird's gone, I get to act the big dog. Right?
You're like the big dog on the
chest a little further out, shoulders back. Yeah,
this is the show we're doing today.
And we had gotten a lot of days up to that point, and I was feeling really good about my surfing, and I was super confident. And I thought, you know what? Today I'm rewriting how this goes down, how you ride this place. And I came out so cocky and confident. And on the third wave, it was like, oh, I'm packing this thing.
Just like backdooring this thing.
Full on.
Oh, wow. No vest.
No vest.
Who are you towing with?
Probably Brett. I think it was Brett. Brett or Mark.
Yep.
And it was just such a friendly, perfect day. Probably 18 foot. And I just remember, okay, time to commit. So did my fade back, brought it back up under, and this thing was setting up so perfect. And I was already thinking what my claim was going to look like.
You're like putting the cart before the horse a little bit.
So far, the cart was already in the channel. The horse hadn't even gotten out of the barn yet. And I just remember, I got my bottom turn and was like, oh, butter. And it came off the inside rail, and I was just starting to ease up to like do my best impression of Jerry Lopez under an 18-foot barrel. And I had not seen this bump. I was so focused on down the line, I wasn't paying attention enough to what was right in front of me. And I'm up in the air, and I'm backwards. And I'm still so confident that my first thought is, oh, are they going to be impressed when they see me make this? Like total denial, right?
I love it.
Land tail first. I'm now on my back, and I'm like, they are not going to believe how I pulled this off. Still in total denial. Like, this is going to work. There's no way I'm failing, right? The boards come apart. I'm sliding halfway down the wave, and all of a sudden reality hits. You ain't making this. And then it was like, hey, this must have been what Greg Knoll felt like when he was sliding down the face at Waimea on his back, you know?
Yeah.
And I had a chance to look up and kind of appreciate the moment and where I was and the enormity of it. And I remember having just this real light kind of, wow, I can't believe it, you know? And then, of course, the lights went out, and I got, actually, no. So I finally penetrated, and I thought, okay, this is happening. I need to get my breath. And I'm in clear water at this point. So I start to swim. I take about 3 strokes. I'm right near the surface. I can see the surface, the blue sky. Boom, take one more stroke. I'm just about to break the surface. I start to extend my lips up to inhale. And right as I'm breaking the surface,
No.
didn't get
Oh
it.
my God.
All right. And so just tumbled underwater. And very intense. Cartwheels this way, that way.
No control.
No control. You're in a car wreck. You're tumbling. You don't know when it's going to end, and you have zero control. You're just along for the ride. And it's such an overwhelming sensation that you almost innately know there's no point fighting right now. It's just wasted energy. You just go with it, and you let the wave do whatever it's going to do. I mean, I remember pulling my arms in and trying to kind of get into a ball a little bit so nothing got ripped out or dislocated. But yeah, eventually it lets you go, and I swam up, and Mark Angulo is right there. He's like as far away as you and I are, right? He's on the ski. He's looking right at me. Problem is, he's looking at me, which means he's looking in, and I'm looking at him, so I can see what's right behind him. And I already know he's waited too long. There's no way he's getting out of this. But he's on the ski. He's pointed the right direction. If I get on the sled, maybe there's a chance, right? So I get on the sled. Boom, wave hits us from behind. Giant whitewater. I headbutt the back of the ski.
Oh gosh.
And I don't even realize it at the time. I'm just so overwhelmed with adrenaline and just the world is tearing us apart. And I can tell we're still level and we're still pointed in. And I'm starting to think, we got a chance. We might make this. And right about when I think that, the ski falls into a big turbine, right? And literally starts to get pulled down one of these things. And then the ski stops and I get ripped off the sled and I just keep going down. And that's when I realize, damn, dude, you're in trouble. This is bad. Like if you were ever really going to have, this could be it. But if you're going down, I remember that moment. If you're going down fighting, so let's get going, right? And I just start swimming, and I take about 3 strokes, and then all of a sudden, bam, I get hit with these 3 giant kind of convulsions. No idea what's going on. I've completely lost control of my body. It's like my neck is whiplashing, and I'm not trying to figure out what's going on. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. The convulsions stop. I take inventory. My hand's still working. My leg's still working. Yes, that's all that matters right now. I'll figure the rest out later. So I start swimming again. And I'm swimming, and my eyes are open. It's pitch black. Swimming 3, 4, 5 strokes. It's still pitch black. And finally, a little bit of light in the water. It's like, yes, I might make this. A couple more strokes. There's more light. Then it gets real light. Take that last stroke. Right as I'm inhaling, Brett Lickle, carbon copy situation of what just happened.
No.
You're just like, oh no.
Brett is right there. I'm looking at the whitewater. He's going to get mowed no matter what. But this time I realize if I don't get on that sled and hold on for dear life, I might not make it back to the surface this time. Because now I've got first wave. Yeah, everybody's going to survive the first wave. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big it is. 100-foot wave. You're not going to die on the first wave. You've got too much energy, too much reserves of oxygen.
Survival instinct.
And you've got too much energy. Second wave, you're probably even going to survive too. But the third one is when you'll start to have trouble, right? And that's where I was at. So I get on the sled, and sure enough, bam, half second later, whitewater hits us. Only this time I realize if I don't hold on to this sled for dear life, I might not make it back up. And I go to the point of, even if my body's gone, my hands still better be holding onto this rescue sled because it's life or death now, right? And so I've got a death grip on the sled. Instantly, we're tumbling. I can tell Brett's holding on to the ski because his feet are hitting me in the head. My feet are hitting him. We're tacoing, rolling with the ski and the sled, but neither of us is going to let go. And sure enough, eventually, boom, it stops, and you can feel the ski just start heading for the surface.
So you had a flotation device.
So we had
a boat.
So I'm holding on that thing. It's pulling me to the surface. I'm like, I'm going to survive. And Brett swims out. I swim out. We break the surface at the same time. We make eye contact. And the first thing I said was, I love you. You just saved my life. Now get me on another freaking wave or I might not ever surf again.
Whoa.
So, I mean, I could tell at that point I was petrified. And he rushes me over to the rescue boat or the mothership. I grab another board and we're like...
Board is on the rocks. The other one's gone.
The other one's gone. I would say within 1 minute, I'm back on the rope. I've got my second board.
No vest.
No vest. We're headed towards the peak. And I yell to Brett, I go, I don't care if it's 2 foot or 200. You get me on the first thing that moves out there. I don't care if somebody's on it. Get me on the first wave. And so sure enough, luckily nobody's on it. He gets me onto, I don't know, 14, 15 footer, nothing really intimidating. And I'm so far on the shoulder and something's wrong with the board. And I'm thinking, God, did I forget to put a fin in or something? And I look down and my knees are shaking so bad.
Oh my gosh.
I like barely have control of the board. I'm like, dude, you got to get control of yourself. That's when I realized how traumatic that experience just was. So I make it to, I'm so far on the channel, no matter what happens if I fall right now, I'm already in the channel basically. So same thing. I'm like, I don't care what it is. I don't care who's on it. You put me on the first thing that's moving. And we went through that for about, 5 or 6 waves. And I finally started to calm down. And I ended up with a decent day. But I want to say the mental scars from that experience lasted at least 3 years. At least 3. It changed the way I surfed. It changed my philosophy on flotation. So from that day on, always, some days 2 flotation vests.